Ah, there he is.
There we go. I was like, well, how do I do?
Finally. All
You
right.
got?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Perfect. Yeah, I got you.
Awesome. Well, we also have Chris online, which is funny. He wants to watch your interview too.
Chris, who?
Higgins.
Nice.
Anyways, let's get this ball on the road. Well, welcome to Best Buds 40K. This is another podcast slash interview. I usually do this without Connor because it just seems like a trend. He's only done one ever, and it was with a random dude. So what we have here is a very special guest. We have Drew here, who is one of my teammates from the World Team Championship South Korea team, having just got back this past week from Belgium. So welcome, Drew.
Glad you're gonna have me. Glad to be here.
Yep. It's been a long time coming. We've wanted to schedule this, or at least I wanted to schedule this for some time. Been blowing you off for a very long time, and unfortunately, you've been bugging me ever since. So I have to have you on. So,
Yeah.
Drew, one of the main things I usually ask people is, how did you get into the hobby?
How I got into the hobby. So it was by coincidence. It was actually you. So we played Magic. We joined a little Magic group together. I was asking around anybody play Magic the Gathering, and somehow we got into a group chat. One of the hundreds of different group chats that we are in and part of, and all like 7 months ago. It was like early February.
Yep.
Hey, you play Magic. You asked our group of friends if you guys ever heard of Warhammer. I had no idea what you were talking about. And it's like, hey, if you'd like Magic, you'll like Warhammer. It's kind of like Risk, chess, and those little green army men all rolled into one with a little bit of D&D dice, and that's all she wrote.
Awesome. And how are you enjoying the game so far? What got you hooked into it, I guess?
Uh, I think it's the part that I thought I wouldn't have issues with is the most concern in my part of my game is like the strategy, like which is the fun part is everybody has their 200 their 2,000 points they can bring to the table. So there's no gimmicks, there's no like whoopsies. Like it's you get 2,000 points, you're gonna have like your original Custodes army was 6 units, or my Votann army I think was 14. So however I want to divvy up 2,000 points, everybody's on the same playing field, and then you just go out and play. And every game is different. Starting first, deploying first, going second. Like you could have a strategy and a game plan set for every game, but then you have to switch on the fly because you rolled low and now you're going second, or you rolled high and now you're going first. If you're playing an army that's super aggressive, you either play aggressive back to them or you let them come to you and set those screens up. So it's kind of a mind. I'm trying not to cuss here, but yeah, it's mind blowing of how different the games are, and it's literally the same game.
And that's kind of like what you liked about it most is generally the
Yeah.
strategy, the somewhat balanced gameplay.
Yes, it's like you can go out and play for 4 hours, or you can go out and play for half an hour and get tabled in bottom of first or top of second. Like that's the fun part about it, right? So it's like knowing your opponent, and most time you don't know your opponent unless you're playing RTT, where you kind of play the same people over and over again. So you get kind of a feel of how they play, but then you draw them in the first round of RTT, and next thing you know, they're not bringing knights, they're bringing world eaters, and it's like, oh, how do they play that? So then you can see different types of people play different types of way. So it's like I
Sure.
play Votann, a very slow army, and you have to kind of let the game come to you. My personality is very passive aggressive. I don't like that, but I kind of learned to love it. But now I'm building a knight's army, kind of a no think army, just stand in one spot or multiple spots and just shoot. And either table the opponent quickly or get tabled if they have anti-monster, anti-vehicle. And now I'm thinking about what my third army wants. I want to do a push army to see what I enjoy the most. So I think having a shooting army in Votann and having a big knights army, and then now really diving into the lore and trying to figure out, okay, what kind of dive army do I want to be? Like, what do I enjoy doing? And then kind of figure out how I like to play. Like, I'm still at that stage of, like, you got, 20 years in this game? You've been playing this since you had a full head of hair.
That's right. That's right.
I've been playing
throw your shots in now, man. Throw your shots in now. This is your chance.
Yeah. So it's like I've been playing 6 months, and I've literally been playing 6 months, and therefore I've been playing competitive 3 months, which is not really competitive. It's just, it's jumping on the grenade and trying to figure out the game as I'm playing, which is how I do it, because I hate to read. And, we have some players on the team that enjoy the reading and enjoying the strategy. Like today, I was reading my knights, all the enhancements. And I sat there for an hour, and I'm like, I've read this 15 times. How do I not know it yet? And it's kind of like my ADD just kicks in. And I just need to go out and play and see it live. And that's how I learn. And I've noticed that the more I play Votann, the more I realize, okay, I need to tweak this is what I'm missing in this list. This is how I've been misplaying this list. Like, taking advice. It's ultimately like, I've never been married, but every time I hear my friends get married, everybody says take every bit of advice you learn about marriage with a grain of salt, because everybody's different. Sure. Every army is different. Like, you can set up waves, and do shaft for shaft, and then do your big killing units to kill their killing units. But when my killing units are 2+, 5+ invul save, 2 wounds apiece, AP 3 gun, AP 0 gun, you're really not going to. My 10-man brick is not going to beat pretty much any other army's 10-man brick with 3 wounds, 4+ invul, 5+ invul. Is that 1-for-1 swap of trying to figure out, okay, so how do you do it? So now you have to go into the strats and utilize the strats and the Breckenknots, which is what Votann primarily uses. It gives you the 4+ invul. And then your math side of the brain goes into the play. It's like, do I really want to use a CP for a 15% chance of survivability because I'm going from a 5+ invul to a 4+ invul? And that kind of messes with you, right? The engineer side of the brain. Is it really worth 15%? And it is, because as long as one of your guys survives, your next unit can come in and clear it out. But now you're swapping 2 units against 1. So that's the kind of mind game that you got to play.
Man, you went through an emotional whiplash for me. You went through the Bachelor phase to Rain Man phase to whatever, man. But that was great. Yeah, I completely understand how that comes off, especially for newer players. And that's actually a good segue to my next topic / question. Is you just got back from the World Team Championships held in Belgium, which is essentially the Olympics of the Warhammer community, right? 8 players representing the country, for us, South Korea, representing to go to the world stage, play amongst the best. And what were your thoughts, having only played 6 months and really just, like you said, jumping on the grenade on several of those matchups, and then just diving headfirst into some of these top-tier teams that would bring meta lists against a much more unorthodox list that you brought? Like, how was that to you, the experience?
It was fun because, like, I did not play a single game where I did kind of feel inferior, but I felt like it was a game with the boys. Like, everybody was super nice. At the end of every match, I would speak to them for like 15, 30 minutes, and they say, hey, this is where I think you should improve. So, like, every game, I learned more in the 7 games that I played against top tier personnel than I have in the first 6 months, because it was live, right? So like everything that I've learned and the strategy that I've learned, it was exponential in the 7 games. So not saying that all the advice that I received in the first 6 months is null and void. No, because that built the foundation. And then realizing there's a 2 or 3 steps above of the foundation portion where there's an elite level of play and kindness. I feel like there's a lot of times that I go to the store, the community store, and we'll play games, and I hate myself at the end of the game because it's like it wasn't enjoyable. Like you
Sure.
play against people at my stage and my level. I've been playing for less than a year, and it's like you have to win, you have to win, you have to win. It's like they're doing these different things. We don't really understand the rules, but it's when you get to this level, you would think it'd be very cutthroat, and it wasn't. It was like playing in your backyard, playing pickup ball, or playing home run derby. Like, or it's just fun. Like, I have never enjoyed getting my butt whipped as much as I did at WTC, because every time I got 0, I learned something and I pushed it to the next game. And then by like the 3rd, 4th game, I think it was the 4th game, I finally got a W that nobody was expecting. I wasn't expecting. My whole goal, like I told you, like if I can score between 0 or 1 and 5 every match, I feel like that's going to help the team the best. And I think I got my first 3 games, I got 1-0-0, so I was batting 100. But like I praised myself. That 1 point came against Australia, which was the 6th best team in the world. And I learned more from that 1 and those 2 zeros than I have. And it just kind of like just built. And now I have a strategy in my mind that I kind of don't even want to take nights. Like I want to build like a meta list that works for me using Votann at this next RTT. So it's kind of, where can I take this, and can I guess it's kind of the stubbornness in me too. Like I don't want to I don't want to feel like I'm giving up on Votann and just taking up nights. But it's also kind of want to change things up too sometimes. But
yeah, for sure.
Votann, and then push forward in a random skew list. I've been reading up on the orcs and the new orcs codex, and thinking about that Stompa list that we talked about, and something that nobody is doing right now. I think that'd be pretty fun. And as long as I'm having fun and growing, and sometimes it's about the win, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just going out and getting tabled in 2 and having a blast. And sometimes it's tabling in 2 and having a blast.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and you brought up a good point. Staying with one faction, being a faction specialist. But I mean, having 7 months in a faction is pretty good. Like a lot of people tend to switch even less than that. So you spending 7 months finishing the WTC season, and then looking forward to another faction isn't uncommon. But yeah, if you want to stay a faction specialist, that's honestly the way to do it. Learn from your mistakes, learn from each game, and then say like, hey, after playing at the top tier event, how can I improve? How can I maintain my expertise and skills that I've learned through those 7 games and apply it going forward? So I think, yeah, the world's your oyster in regards to that, but it would be interesting to see, I think, a new play style for you, because the way Knights play versus Custodes versus Orcs versus League of Votann, very different, and whether you're up for the challenge of learning a new play style in a small amount of time, that's on you, especially for an RTT coming up. But I think either direction you go, the path is much more open, and that's a great thing about Warhammer, right? And with your kind of like experience thus far in the 7 months, have you found that there's multifacets to the game? Because now there's the playing side, obviously the strategic side. there's the hobby side, right, of converting, building, and then there's also the paint side within the hobby. Have you found a kind of like a niche amongst those like three categories that you kind of like nestle within, or are you just like, oh, I just like playing?
Well, originally I just like playing. Like it's kind of like Magic. I own 9 Commanders decks, and there's like out of the 9, I probably have 5 cards in one Commander deck that I've upgraded. Like I don't care about the upgrade. I don't care. I just like going out and playing. Like
Sure.
now I'm starting to realize, okay, building is actually becoming more soothing. And I hate
Therapeutic.
pain. Yeah, it's very therapeutic. It's just you're not thinking about you're reading directions. It's the simplicity. It's kind of like I have a couple friends that we play online on Discord on Saturday and Sunday morning, and they play like Sims, like a
Yeah.
pizza making sim. The simplicity of it, you don't have to think. You just put tomatoes, you make sauce, you make dough. Somebody comes up and buys it, and then you're done. There's something about it that is therapeutic, and it just calms your brain.
Yeah.
And I feel like I put on some music, I start building, and then as I'm building, I'm like, oh, what colors can I paint this? Like I'm not really big into painting it as the portrait looks. Like I want to go as bright as I can, and now I'm trying to figure out what the new colors I want. Like as you can see, if I can flip this thing around, like here's my deck that I've been working on. So like all the different paint schemes that I'm trying, and these are the nights that I'm trying to figure out what they're supposed to be, and then what colors do I want. And right
Right.
now, I literally just put my first coat of paint on my Lancer that I built this weekend, and then trying to figure out how to magnetize it. And like that to me is now starting to become more of a hobby of of getting more into the detail portion. Not as much because I don't really, to me that doesn't matter. But going to the WTC, like seeing these guys who put detail, maybe my next army that I start building, maybe for next season, if I continue building now, I can have that self awareness and that self detail to get in. To me, I lose patience very easily, and I'm kind of OCD. Like when I started, I need to finish it, and because if I don't finish it, it won't be finished. So it's putting that time. That's the one commodity that we can never get more of is time. And there's so many other hobbies and there's so many other things to do, in it, especially after work. So
Right.
on the weekend, do you really want to just spend the whole weekend painting when you can be out playing or doing other things?
Sure.
So that's what I'm getting into, like getting into the paint scheme of things. I'm slowly evolving into enjoy painting, not just the airbrush.
Right. And what would you say, I guess, as we're getting close to wrapping things up, what would you say your one piece of advice would be for someone who's about to get into the hobby or who's on the fence of getting into the hobby? Or let's say it's like a future younger you who's like, hey, I kind of want a new hobby from Magic or some other nerd game. What would you tell that person?
Take it slow. Take the advice that
That's so funny. Okay.
like.
You could explain why that's funny, Drew. You could explain it.
It's
That's
funny
so funny.
because that's what you told me. Like but I'm like a big component of if I'm in something, I'm going to be in head first. Like I want to dive in. I want to
Sure.
play because I want to learn it. And I think I did it kind of backwards. I just took whatever army I wanted or you had. I took it and I ran with it. I didn't understand the facets of the game itself. Maybe watching a couple of YouTube videos of seeing how different types of army play, realizing, okay, with Votann, I lose a lot of time rolling dice. But with the Hearthguard, I can be rolling between 60 and 100 dice per turn, just on a 10-man brick, with the multiple guns, with their hits, wounds, two profiles. It gets astronomical, and then learning how to split that and speed that up. But it's knowing your playstyle. So there's a lot of people that have multiple armies like yourself, where I should have listened to you, and just grabbed one of your armies and played with it just to see how it is. There's a lot of apps out there that you can go on and trial and error. It took me about 2 months to actually start liking Votann, because I thought that's how I enjoy playing very passively. I don't. I want the ability to play aggressive, and Votann can't do that. Unless you're a vehicle, you're moving 5-6 inches max.
Sure.
You're getting to the point. I want to be the one that moves and shoots you first and makes you get on defensive, because I've noticed usually the person that shoots first is the one that's going to survive a greater chance of survivability, until you get to that second and third wave. But hopefully by then you're pushing them back and forcing them to come out early, or you're pushing them back enough where they're coming out late, that you're trying to maximize points in that time frame. And that's the way I like to play. Or at least I feel like I like to play. Especially in these RTTs that are 3 rounds, 3 hours apiece, all day, with my back. I want to get in and out fast, and I haven't. I'm standing up, literally 9 hours in a day, trying to speed the game up, but with your army so slow, you really can't. And then it's like, okay, then you look on the flip side, well, you grab an army like Orcs that is very good at pushing forward, but now you're pushing 150 models. So you're bending over. So there's a hindsight to it. So I'm either moving slowly, able to sit down, or I'm bending over and moving things throughout the whole board. But I haven't got to that point of, is that what I like doing? Do I want to be like a World Eaters that moves quickly down the board? Gray Knights, where I can just go into your backfield, kind of in deep strike. Custos, where it's small, tough units spread and very good survivability. So it's just one of those things. Trying to find that niche, and that's why a couple of my friends that I believe have been playing just as long as I have, a little bit longer than me, they're already sitting on 7 armies because they haven't found that niche yet. But I would say, with your first army, you should at least play 3 to 4 months consistently, because you never know when it's going to click with that army, because every army plays a little bit differently.
Okay. No, that's good advice. Yeah. Hopefully, maybe if we could rewind time, you would have told yourself that and listened. But who knows? Stubborn Drew. Who knows if you would have actually listened to your own advice? You'd be like a time traveler, and you'd go to early February, and you'd probably tell yourself, and you'd be like, why would I listen to me? That doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
So, all right. But that's good advice, man. And hopefully people take that to heart. But we're about that time. We're usually wrapping up interviews around this time. So do you have any last minute shout outs to friends, family members, anyone you want to say hi to on this infamous podcast? The best podcast, by the way, for 40K ever. So
nice. Well, like I said before, I would like to say thanks to you. I've always been told, I always believe that it's always about who you know and not what you know sometimes. So thank you for giving me the nod to join the SKT team. Great group of guys, fun group of guys, different personalities that just all enjoy playing Warhammer. So hopefully next year we can get people that are better than me to actually join, to think, not because, oh, I've only been playing 6 months or been playing less than a year or just at a year or two, that they're not good enough. Like, look at me. I never thought I was good enough, but I'm on it because world happens, life happens. Like, sometimes you just have to reach out and grab somebody that know that that's going to show up. And it's kind of like the whole growing up with G.I. Joes, like showing up is half the battle. Like, you can be the best player in the world, but undependable. And are you the best player in the world? We don't know because you didn't play, because you didn't show up.
Right.
So if you're willing to show up and put in the time and putting in the practice and getting better every day, every time you play, that's all you really need.
100%. Wise word. True.
Yeah,
Wise word.
So,
Well, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I guess, is Chris still on?
I don't know. I don't think so. But I appreciate you coming on the show, man. And I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule. I know you got work and stuff tomorrow, so I really do appreciate you coming on the show, giving some of your insight, especially to newer players who, just like yourself, maybe just started a few months ago, but this absolutely gives them inspiration to do that. So really appreciate the time, man. Thanks.
No problem. Anytime.
All right, man. I'll catch you later. Best buds out. See ya.
I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes.